Ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Hi, and welcome to Sisters with Voices. We have a new and exciting episode today, and you can see us. We're coming to you.
Live and in the flesh, and I am your co-host, Kendria.
And I'm your other co-host, Natisha.
All right, so let's jump into this. First, let me just say this. I had a sister. I have a sister who recently just had a birthday, and so I have this thing that I always say, and I've heard other people say it, so it's not like something that I do. But I always say, I hope you enjoy this next trip around the sun. Or I may talk about, not bringing baggage from the last trip you were on around the sun. And what I mean by that is, you're coming full circle. You are having another birthday. You have made it around the entire planet, for the year, adding a birthday. And what does that mean? What does your birth date mean? What does your birth placement mean? I'm really, really big on your astrological DNA. And so I think where we were born, the time of day, the month we were born in is really, really purposeful and intentional by God, to fulfill the purpose that He put us here for, right? So I know that some people may be thinking, ooh, astrology. No, that's not a God thing.
And that's not a God thing. I just don't understand it.
Right. So some people, people have their opinions, and that's okay. For me, I feel like he created everything, and He gave us that DNA, just like He gave us brown eyes or dark brown hair, or He made both of us left-handed, right? And so those things are important to who we are, who we become, and what we contribute, and how we contribute back to the earth before we leave it,
Right.
So with that being said, I convinced Natisha, we're both skeptics, but for two very different reasons. I convinced Natisha to have a reading from an intuitive. Now, I believe that we all have intuition, but I think there's levels to it, and I think this particular intuitive, which I prefer to call them other than a psychic or, another term, because I do think it is definitely a gift that some people have to help us understand that part of our DNA, just like doctors help us understand parts of our DNA that impact who we are. So I had Natisha. I convinced Natisha to go to this intuitive, and so we're gonna get into kind of what you learned from it,
right?
And what you thought about it. So let's talk about your initial thoughts of the whole process.
So as we communicate, Kendria is always one that tells me, oh, you're such a Sagittarius, mm-hmm. or oh, you do that because you're a Sagittarius. And I just go, okay. Because I don't understand what that is. I couldn't tell you what my sign is or the characteristics behind my sign, mm-hmm. because I don't read into that. I don't know what the sign or the characteristics behind a Capricorn. What I do know is that my dad's a Capricorn, my ex-husband's a Capricorn, and Kendria is a Capricorn, and they are three completely different people. So that also feeds into it's not really a representation of the person, but Kendria could probably show me how these three Capricorns are similar, which is why I was drawn to them, and blah blah blah, but mm-hmm. It just was really unknown to me. I just don't know how all of that works. And so with that being said, she is not the only person that has said to me, oh, you're such a Capricorn, you're such a Sagittarius, or, oh, I bet you're a Sagittarius because of whatever I just said. And I'm just like, y'all don't know me. Like, there's no way you can know. So that's how I went into it. This all started. Kendria said something to me and was like, girl, that's just because you're Sagittarius. And I was like, I really don't know what that means. Like, and I'm not really tired of people saying that. I'm tired of me not knowing why people keep identifying my astrological sign based on my behavior. Like, what am I doing that's so Sagittarius?
And for one, Sagittarius are natural comedians, and Natisha is super funny. And before I ever even read that Sagittarius are natural comedians, I've always told her from the first day we met, oh my gosh, you are such a freaking comedian. You should be a comedian. Now, here's the crazy part. One of Natisha's very best friends, roommate in college, Crystal Powell, is a professional comedian.
And she is hilarious.
And she's all over. Like, yeah, shout out to Crystal. Crystal just had a birthday, or she has a birthday coming up.
She's having one coming up.
She has a birthday coming up, so which would make her a Virgo.
Yes.
So I know these things because I'm like, hey, when's your birthday? Oh, yeah, that's why we get along.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I've never met a Leo I did not like. Never met a Leo I didn't like. And I don't care if it was a woman or a man. I've never met a Leo I didn't like. Now, what I just recently learned about a year ago is that the astrological DNA or makeup of my astrological DNA, my sun sign is Capricorn, obviously, because I'm born at the beginning of January. But my moon sign and my rising sign are both Leo, like Leo. So that's why I am drawn to Leos, because we have similar characteristics. So it's funny because I knew your dad was a Capricorn. I forgot that your ex was a Capricorn.
He's January 16th.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure there are certain things that we do that are similar. If you put us in the same environment,
right?
It might be that we like things put back in the same place because we're very traditional people,
mm-hmm.
Or we're intense about certain things.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so back to, and on a side note, if anybody go check out Crystal Powell, the Crystal Powell. She's on Instagram. I think she's on Facebook. Go check her out. If she comes to your city, go check her out. She's hilarious. There's no way I pay homage to her. There's no way I could do what she does. I'm funny in a small group, like 1, 2, maybe 3 people.
But y'all are so funny together.
Oh, we got into so much trouble
together.
In college. It was ridiculous. People saw us coming and were like, I don't really want to deal with them today. But that's just who we were. So, love you, Crystal. So, back to the whole signs and everything like that. So, Kendria said, hey, you should give it a try. You should go and have this reading. And again, I was like, I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm open, you know what I mean? Because I've had multiple people call me out as a Sagittarius. Oh, you're a Sagittarius, and that's why you do this. No, I do this because I'm Natisha. Like, that's why I do it. It's a difference.
So you had this done, what did you learn about your astrological DNA first? So
I'm a double Sagittarius. So my sun sign is Sagittarius, which is when I was born. My moon sign is Leo, so that's probably why we get along.
Yeah.
And then my rising sign is Sagittarius again. So I'm a double Sagittarius, and I'm what is the fire thing?
That's just our energy. So
and my energy is fire, which is why I put one of my paintings up right here that I drew about the fire before I even knew that my sign was fire.
And the crazy thing is I have fire energy, but my sign is earth. But those 2 Leos in there kind of give me that fire, because Leo does have fire energy. So there's only 3 signs that have fire energy, and that's Sagittarius, that's Leo, and that's Aries. And you got 2 of the 3. So in my astrological DNA, yeah, comedian. In my astrological DNA, I have one of those signs, which is why I have a little bit of that fire energy. Where you are fire, I have a little bit of that fire energy. But for me, Capricorns are very earthy people. So we may not look it when you approach us, but we're very down to earth people. And so the 3 signs that are earth signs are Taurus, Virgo is Virgo season, and Capricorn.
Oh,
so yeah.
Well, alrighty then.
Yeah. Okay. So you saw her. You had this done.
Yes.
And I know you were skeptical going. I was skeptical going into, but we were skeptical for 2 different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Her sign is not a trusting sign at all, and my sign is not that we don't trust. We analyze everything up front.
Right.
Yeah.
So going into it, well, first off, let me back up and say that Kendra sent me the information. I booked my appointment online. Had a mix-up on the dates, so I was like, hey, she never got back to me. I emailed her twice, and she still didn't get back to me. So then I texted Kendra and was like, ma'am, I don't know who you sent me to, but she's a fraud. She hadn't responded to me. That's what I was saying in my head.
Yeah.
But to Kendra, I said, she hadn't responded to me. Like, I don't know what's going on. Kendra said, well, text her. She responds to text messages. Here's her phone number. I text her. She did respond back promptly. And I'm not saying anything about her business. When you book online with her, you receive a confirmation immediately that confirms the time. I thought it was this Monday. It was the next Monday. So that's one of the reasons why I freaked out, on top of the fact that I was like, this is fake. So we confirmed. She told me, I will text you 5 minutes before, because when I'm ready, I have an appointment before you. She texted me and said, I'll call you in 10 minutes. I'm running a little behind. And she called me as soon as like 10 minutes were up, and she gave me a call. So that was the start, but I did have a little like internal attitude when I got on the call.
She had negative energy right before her reading. However,
it was internally though.
It was internally, but you still have that energy. People can still feel that energy, even if you're trying not to, allow them to feel that energy. But how did that turn around as you progressed through the conversation?
As soon as I spoke to her and we started having conversation, she was very personable, and it turned around really, really quickly. But I was very tight-lipped. I did not confirm or deny any information she said. She would say, oh, you're a very sarcastic person. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, is that true? And I said, yeah. Because in my mind, like, why are you asking me if I'm sarcastic? You just told me I was sarcastic, so clearly I'm sarcastic. Or are you saying things to get me to tell you I'm sarcastic and then be like, see, I told you you're sarcastic. So I was very close-lipped about answering questions, and she would ask me things, and then I would say, oh, okay. And she was like, well, does that make sense to you? And I was like, yeah. Okay, are you gonna elaborate? No, I'm good. And it did. Everything she told me made a lot of sense. It was in alignment. Like I said, she told me I was sarcastic. She said that my sign said that I was an explorer, that I didn't like drama. I had to take notes because I wouldn't have remembered. She said I was intelligent.
And you are.
She said I'm good at a lot of things. She said creativity kept coming up in her, what is it, chakras, whatever was coming into her.
In her cards.
Okay, that. She said I love to travel. I like inspiring others. She did have a couple of digs. Like I said, she said that I was sarcastic, and I was like, "You don't know me." She told me that I was leaning towards the side of being attractive, but that I had a hard time staying in relationships because I had trust issues. And I was like, I feel a little violated.
Yeah.
Because
she read you.
I mean, I feel like there was, honestly, there was a twinge of like, Kendria told her that.
Really?
Yes, there was like,
no.
For like a second and a half, I was like,
no.
Kendria told her that.
No.
I'm not going, I'm being completely honest. And when she kept talking, like, it went away, but like, for that first, as soon as she said that, I was like, just wait.
Okay. So, as the conversation progressed, like you're still a little skeptical, and you probably heard things like, I am sarcastic. My friends tell me that all the time. You're confirming that, but tell me something I don't know.
Right. So there were a couple things, and I'm not trying to be cryptic, but I am kind of, because I want to know if it will actually happen before I share with anyone. But there's a couple things that she did talk about with my career, with being an entrepreneur, with some success for 2020 that's supposed to be coming, that I am curious to see if it will actually happen. After I got off the phone with her, some things did happen the way that she had expressed, which kind of freaked the poop out of me. Because I was like, wait. And you had said something earlier, like, that these things are sometimes it's the interpretation of what she is getting. Say that again.
So for me, like, because your skepticism is like, I don't trust it. For me, my skepticism is analyzing, right? So for me, I the first thing I thought about, and which is crazy because I think about these things when I'm like driving home, just driving places, like, the Bible was translated in different languages. What if someone translated the language wrong, right? Maybe cussing is acceptable, So anyway, I digress.
Says the cusser.
My point is, I thought that maybe, there are some things that as she's getting this translated to her, she's getting this communication. Is she off a little bit? Does she not have a word for what's being given to her? So maybe translated a little bit differently. So, like, for example, she told me in 3 years, and this is like super personal, but she said in 3 years, a child will present themselves, and it'll be a little girl. And I'm like, okay, I'm not having any kids. I'm not trying to have any kids, right? I'm like, no. But shortly after, I met my goddaughter, and oh my God, it's been almost a year, right? Shortly after that, I met my goddaughter, who is 3 years old. So maybe it wasn't that a child will present itself that will come into my life in 3 years. Maybe it was a 3-year-old that will come into my life right now.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with you on that. Like, I'm very big on the interpretation of things and how, like you said, that people are human, and so when they receive messages, just the game telephone. Yeah. By the time it gets to you, Kendria is 3 months pregnant. That is not what she said in the podcast. Right. But when the word gets all the way around, it changes. So, that is part of my skepticism as well, is why I'm like, I'm not really sure if these things are going to happen. But thus far, some things that she has said to me about my career are moving in that direction. Now, if it'll actually happen, it has not happened. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. She also said that on a personal level, that my past was a roller coaster. But like, I feel like if you're sarcastic, then doesn't that kind of go together? Like, you, like your sarcasm could make things a little whatever. So, and that she did say, this is what I will share. Y'all lean in. That I am gonna get married again.
I can't wait for that. Sips tea.
Are you out there? Call me.
Give your number.
555. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, the people who know me
Yeah.
know that I was like, after my first marriage, I was like,
So, okay.
wait. Go ahead.
Yeah. And, well, so maybe you like Capricorns and maybe we get along, maybe, but are you compatible with Capricorns?
I had to.
You
Didn't
know
I
what?
just say I don't know what these things are?
I'm gonna look it up because I will tell you, I know
I'm compatible with you,
Yes,
but I don't
we are-
want to marry you.
But we are friends, and I need to know like
Who I'm compatible?
Yeah,
So I need to start asking people like,
No, but
what's your sign? Oh, we can't go out. You
but
Capricorn?
I think that sometimes, for example, I'm an Earth sign. I was married to a water sign.
So shouldn't y'all have flourished?
Well, you know, technically they say that Capricorns and Pisces can work, but it's a lot of work because someone it feels unnatural on Earth and someone else feels unnatural in water. I don't like, you know, I look all this waving and you know flip flopping.
He's a Pisces.
Yeah, so is my mother. So is one of my sisters. But for me, but what is his other astrological DNA? You see what I'm saying? But for me, this person probably was mixed in with a little Gemini. I'm sorry, Geminis. I love you as people. I'm not compatible with Geminis. I'm not compatible. And he might have been a Pisces, Gemini, something else.
Mm.
For me, an earthy person, I will tell you one thing. I'm very intense, and maybe that's the fire in me. I'm intense about everything. I'm intense about my money. I'm intense about business. I'm intense about
Food.
family. I'm intense about food. I'm intense about my bed being made. I'm intense about, you know, vacuuming. I'm intense about a lot of things. And yeah, like when I think about it, I'm intense about a lot of things. And so, but I'm a grounded person. So if you can't make a decision, like I will tell you, like for example, like I know what I want. I'm very traditional. Most Capricorns are traditional people. We work hard, we do our thing. But if I go to a restaurant with you and we've been looking at the menu for 10 minutes, I got a problem. I have a problem with that. And I'm about to order for you. So it's like, what do I want? I don't know. Order 3 of them. I don't know. But order something now. Right? And so I'm getting intense about it. Just having this conversation. I'm intense about it. So, yeah, I know. So I know that, you know, there's some signs. I am compatible with Tauruses, and I've actually dated a couple of Tauruses, and we were actually very compatible.
Taurus is the bull.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a goat, so we're both stubborn, so we understand that about each other.
Why are you a goat?
Capricorns are goats. They're mountain goats. All right, let me tell you something. Let me just put this out there. Don't mess with a Capricorn if you can't mess with a Capricorn, because we are mountain goats. We're going to the top. That's a part of our sign. We value, you know, progression, right? We value those things, and we can breathe at levels that others may not be able to breathe at.
Go ahead, sister.
So don't follow me if you're not ready to go up the mountain with me.
So do all signs have animals?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's my animal?
Let's see what your animal might be.
Is that like the Chinese symbol?
Let's see.
Y'all, I really don't know.
She
I should know, right? It's my sign. I
I'm
thought
gonna look it
I
up.
was like an arrow or something.
Oh, you are, yes. You are an archer. An archer? Is that how you would say it?
I don't know. Don't you shoot? Don't you? Aren't you?
No, my twin sister does.
Oh, I thought you said you did that. All this to say she's trying to figure out who I'm compatible with?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who she's compatible with. I've got like all kind of technology going on right now to help me find it.
I don't think he's out there. Are you out there? Comment down below.
Comment out.
What was that lady's name?
Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
Okay, so I think I might have found something. Sagittarius. Who are you compatible with?
What's that? A squirrel?
Sagittarius and Aries. Oh, okay. Sagittarius and Tauruses. Aries are too sensitive for me. Sagittarius and Gemini.
It's everybody.
No.
It's got Gemini, Cancer, Virgo, Leo.
Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to read this. Who you are with and how that's going to impact you. You gotta read because it says it's giving you every sign.
Oh, I was about to say I'm compatible.
But
with
it's just
everybody.
it's just telling you like what it is. So Sagittarius and Capricorn.
Oh.
Huh.
Go.
Each wants meaning and depth of their physical encounters. Okay. But the only way to remain healthy.
What does the 5% mean? Does that mean we're only 5%?
5%. That's it. That's your 5% compatible.
I'm 5% compatible. Oh, I'm sorry, boo. We didn't even know.
65% with another Sagittarius.
Why does it keep bringing up that word?
Because maybe that's what I put in. Oh, but it's all of it.
Right, that's what I'm...
Oh, 90% with a Libra.
What's that mean?
I don't
Y'all,
know.
I need help. Who's a Libra?
So
Are you a Libra?
Libra's birthdays start after Virgo. Then you go into Libra. So the 23rd through October, maybe 21st.
How do you remember these things?
Because I need to know who I'm dealing with.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna
Libra
have to
comes
look up
after.
a Libra.
Yeah, so you are 90% compatible with the Libra. Oh, trust was the first thing.
5% trust. No.
Compatibility is not 90%. Let's go back to January.
Wait. Okay. Let me tell y'all what this one over here looked up. Sexual compatibility. I don't.
Oh, I'm gonna send this to you because it's like your communication, your intellect, your
Okay.
emotions, your values.
So I'm gonna have to read through. So she
Ooh.
just gave me homework.
Yeah.
But the Libras don't call me
So your summary.
because it said
Libras don't call me.
because
Okay.
it said 5% trust.
Okay, your summary. Okay, this is with Capricorn. Your summary is 38%. So y'all still incompatible because these are the different breakdowns, right?
Oh, okay.
But your summary is 38%. So Capricorns don't call her. Let me go back to Libra. Let me just
Libra don't. If I only trust you 5%, ma'am.
Let's go to Scorpio. Let me go. You know what? Let me go to Sagittarius.
This is too much work. Like, do all of you guys out there? Do y'all do this? Do y'all?
Sagittarius is pretty high, except for emotions. That makes sense. Values 99%.
Well,
Shared
if they're
activities,
both.
74%.
Like, I'm really
I'm just
curious
saying.
to know. Do people actually do what she does?
Yes, they do.
Well, we know your answer is yes,
People
but
do
you
that.
want people to conform. Like, you want to believe that people do what you do.
Yeah. No, I won't X someone out because they're a Pisces, but I'm looking for certain things because they're a Pisces.
Mm. So then, if you're looking for it, does that mean if something pops up in their personality, are you quick to dismiss them or react based on what you know about their astrological personality trait?
I'm gonna go with no, because Capricorns are slow to make decisions when it comes to analyzing things, right? But once I know, and I'm pretty on that path. I'm not gonna veer from that path.
See, I make decisions quickly and then I'll backtrack.
No, see,
I'll cut you off first and then go home and read the passage and then be like, okay, I did that in haste. And then I'll go back and read. But the difference is I cut you off in my mind. I cut you off, but I haven't verbally like cut a person off. Like
right.
I put you in this bucket over here and say, okay, yeah, I can't mess with you. But let me go home and think about this and make sure that you belong in this bucket. And then once I validate that and you in the bucket, you're not coming out. But there have been times when I've been like, okay, I was hungry. I was sleepy. So, you don't need to be in the bucket.
Right. Okay. So you have some. So I think in wrapping this up, you have some research to do, right?
She gave me homework.
It's fun. It'll be fun research. But also, before we end, I want to know, when you think about Sagittarius, what do you feel, or what do you believe are some of the traits that are just really great traits? Like, for example, I don't think I've ever met a Capricorn that did not have a job and a side hustle, or they were worker bees, right? So I think we're go-getters because we like to attain things, right? And I know that, which is not always great, but we do. And so I think we work hard. I tell people all the time, if you want to start a business or you want to do something, put a Capricorn on your team, because they're going to find a way to help you get what you need to get there. So aside from being down to earth, we're family oriented, because we are traditional, and we do like nice things. I like nice things, but I will work hard for those nice things.
I honestly can say I don't think of any of it. I am still too new at this to say this is a Sagittarius trait. I have not been converted. I am not a new believer. I am interested in the compatibility thing, just out of curiosity. But as far as traits, I haven't been converted. I haven't been like, oh my gosh, yes, this is because I'm a Sagittarius. It's always been because that's just who I am, and that's still what I am. I still cannot pick out traits and say this is because of who you are, is because of the Capricorn in you.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. I still don't know what that is. But on the flip side of that, everything that you mentioned that were traits of a Capricorn, I 100% see it in you. So why doesn't that convert me? I have no idea. I just feel like, well, that's just part of your personality. But I think a part of my brain is saying, I still know 2 other Capricorns that aren't like you. So they're not as a whole Capricorn. It's just as a kindred Capricorn. Those are yours.
So I will go above and beyond and be like, I'm a true Capricorn because exactly where my birthday is, right? Now, some of the things that I like could be because I'm also a Leo, right? And that Capricorn might be a Capricorn mixed with Pisces. God forbid there's a Capricorn mixed with Pisces, but I'm sure there is. They probably struggle every day. Yeah. They probably struggle every day, but it could be something else within their sign, but they probably do carry some of those. I mean, they have to. If they're a Capricorn, they carry some of those traits, right?
Right.
But me and my twin sister always said, well, they're a December Capricorn, so they do a little bit things that a Sagittarius would do versus what we would
That's
do.
my dad. He's a December.
Yeah.
Capricorn.
So.
Yeah. But what I will say that I did learn
Okay.
are about the different signs, the sun sign, the moon sign. I had no idea about the fire and the earth and the water. I thought that was all Avatar. I honestly, I had no idea that people actually associated with earth signs and things like that. But my wrapping it up and saying, learning about the moon sign and the sun sign and the rising sign makes sense to me, because initially in the beginning I was like, how can all Sagittariuses be like me? They can't. They're not. I've met other people who are Sagittariuses and I'm like, see, that's why this astronomy stuff don't work, because that one right there, no ma'am. But now knowing that you can be a sun sign and then something else in the moon and something else rising, and you can have 3 different signs that represent your personality, it's like, oh, okay. Now I see why that Sagittarius was not like me, why this Sagittarius was, why some of our personality traits are the same and some of them are completely different because of all these different things. So that's what I have learned.
Okay. So I will just leave you all with this question. Who are you in the world, right? Who are you in the world as far as your astrological DNA? Like, who are you in the world? What do you bring to it? Because whatever it is, however you feel about it, if you're on my side or Natisha's side, what is driving you to fulfill the purpose that you were put here for?
Right. And to add to that, don't let something that you read online define who you are.
Right.
If you have a passion to sing and you have the skill, not that your mama said you could sing, but that you actually can hold a note and that's something that you're passionate about, then seek out things that flourish these dreams and aspirations. But don't look at something online and say, oh, well, I'm a Leo and they said Leos can't swim. So that's why I never learned how to swim. Like, don't get stuck.
Right.
Know who you are, know what you believe, and then flourish. And use these tools, use these things that Kendra is talking about to help guide you, to give you perspective and to help you see different things, but don't let any of them box you in.
Right.
Because this was eye-opening for me. Regardless of how it's coming off, I don't know if I'm coming off as a very skeptic, like...
Oh, no, not at all.
But I'm glad I did it. I learned something. I have homework, obviously, and it was really interesting. And it's something, I don't know if I would do it again, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you decide that you want to know a little bit more, definitely seek out an expert, because I do believe that people have these gifts, and make sure that, go into it with skepticism, right? So if that's something you want to do and it's something, you're like, nah, never want to do it, it's fine, like, I get it. But if you do, seek out an expert to kind of help guide you through that process. But at the end of the day, I'm a true Capricorn, and I love Capricorns, and I love to know about people and where they come from and what they do. So it is a fun thing for me.
Yeah.
So it could be simply a fun thing for you or not.
And remember, be unapologetically
You.
Bye.